Hello. In my previous two video blogs, I've been discussing different ways of dealing with hurtful criticisms. That is, comments intended to cause you distress rather than often constructive suggestions for avoiding future mistakes or improving your performance. As I mentioned in my last blog, one of the most difficult criticisms to deal with are those which push one of your red buttons. Buttons that trigger an emotional reaction out of all proportion to the actual criticism. People who know us well and are aware of these buttons will often deliberately use them in an attempt to gain power over us. They represent those aspects of our emotional life where we are most vulnerable. By pressing your red buttons, a critical partner, colleague or boss seeks to provoke powerful emotions, feelings of guilt, panic, outrage, jealousy, despair, envy and so on. Because these emotions make it far harder for you to think coolly or rationally, they also make it far harder to respond in an assertive and effective manner. When one of your red buttons has been pressed, it's best not to try and respond while still emotionally aroused. A better plan is to walk away and allow yourself to calm down, perhaps using one of the relaxation or breath control techniques described on this video site. Either say nothing before doing so, or simply remark that what you've said has really upset me and I need time to consider your remarks in a more rational way. When you feel calmer, take a few moments to reflect once again on the criticism. If possible, step back and be as objective as possible. You could use the PIN, the PIN approach, which I discussed in the last video. If your critic was angry or upset, consider which of his or her own red buttons you might have pressed to provoke this powerful reaction. Such insights can help you avoid a similar situation in the future. Finally, if you recognize that the criticism is justified, avoid switching off mentally, dodging the issue, or refusing to acknowledge that the comment is fair and reasonable. By doing so, you could fail to learn the lessons necessary for avoiding similar mistakes in the future. Above all, try to avoid falling into one or more of the irrational thinking traps that I'll be discussing in the next video. If you would like to learn more about coping with red button responses, why don't you download my book 1 Minute Stress Management from this website. I'll see you again soon.